Hello and welcome to this brief educational presentation on buying gold with the PETD. Welcome, my name is Primo. I am the president and founder of Specialist Trading. Now, gold has recently had a very nice rally. It's gone up very quickly and a lot of people feel they've missed it or they weren't able to get in right at the very beginning. I'm going to show you by using our simple tool, the PETD, how you could have gotten into gold well before it started to rally. But before we begin, I ask that you please take a moment to view our disclaimer. We are required to show you this. I'm going to show you a lot of performance results using the PETD with gold, but please remember that we can in no way guarantee that any of the results I'm about to share with you will be repeated in the future. So please take a moment to view our disclaimer, and then we shall begin this week's presentation. All right, let's start out with a current chart of gold. As you see here, this is a gold contract, and it has been going literally straight up for the past 3 weeks or so. A lot of people were wondering, why couldn't I have known to get in it somewhere here? Were there any early indications or any clues that gold was giving us as to buy it at these levels? Well, actually there were. There are a few steps that you could take to know that at least that gold was in an overall uptrend. The first thing we teach our students is that with any chart you're viewing, whether it's gold, stocks, intraday trading, futures, you must apply the 50-period moving average. And if price is below the 50-period, well, the overall trend is down. But if price is above the 50-period, as you see here in the first couple of weeks of January, well, then the overall trend is up. So once again, we were below and we crossed above. Now, as you get consecutive closes above the 50-period moving average, we know that we are in an overall uptrend. So there was no reason to think that gold was going lower on this daily chart. Now that we know what the overall trend is, we want to add a little bit of structure to this to tell us when to get in, what to look for, a little direction, and in terms of fine-tuning our entries. The way we do that is by adding the PETD. As you see here, the PETD changes the colors of the bars. Even with candlestick bars, we see how we've changed the colors. Now, what the PETD does, it's an algorithm that fine-tunes the short-term direction of the trend. So when you see the bars green, it tells you that the short-term trend is up. Now, when you couple that with the overall trend, you really have this higher level of consistency. There's also a number of different techniques for using the PETD to fine-tune your entries. One of the ways we use it is as a pullback technique. I'm going to show you that right off the bat here. Once we were above the 50-period moving average and the bars were green, what you wait for is a pullback. And the way we know when a pullback has happened is by the first red bar. That tells us where you're in a pullback. Now, the very first green bar that appears after that and that we are above the 50-period moving average is your buy entry. So you could have gone long using this simple pullback technique with the PETD the second week of January, well before the rally started. All right, that's just one of the techniques with the PETD. Another technique is to look for recent highs and recent lows. Now, obviously, since we are above the 50-period moving average and we think that we're in an overall uptrend, we want to map out the current short-term highs, and every time they are exceeded by 1 or 2 ticks, that's our buy entry. So there again, there is another setup where you could have gone long gold, and still another one here, and all the way up you could have been purchasing gold once you traded above the previous short-term high. So that's another technique using the PETD. And then finally, one of our most popular techniques is using inside bars. An inside bar is just simply a 2-bar pattern where bar number 2's range is inside the range of bar number 1. Okay, so as we see here, this is an inside day pattern. 2 bars, bar number 2's range is completely within bar number 1's range. So that's your indication to buy, once again, in the second week of January. And all the way gold was rallying, you saw these inside bars giving you chances to go long. So there are a number of ways that you could have entered into gold even while it was rallying and well before it started rallying, but you had to know these simple tools and you had to have access to the PETD. Now, for more information on the PETD or any other technique that we trade, you can go to our Facebook page. ProTraderStrategies.com has put together a Facebook account. So simply go there and you can watch more videos on the PETD and more information about myself and what we do at Specialist Trading. Like us on Facebook, keep the conversation going, let us know if you've learned anything or how it's working for you. And also, if you're interested in purchasing the PETD or any other technique we have, you can contact Pro Trader Strategies at the information provided here. Either email them or call them directly. I want to thank you so much for attending this short, brief educational video today. I wish you the best of luck trading as you take one last look at our disclaimer, and I also look forward to all of you becoming students of mine at Specialist Trading. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.